Well, Jean, here we are in 2019, and after a few quiet weeks for the holiday on the political landscape, things are about to get very busy.
We know that Steve McNeil has recalled the House end of February, beginning of March, since becoming Premier. And so if he continues with that pattern, then of course we'll be back in the House.
The other thing, of course, to watch for is Stephen McNeil's promised cabinet shuffle. Will he do that ahead of a spring sitting, or will he wait and do it after the sitting?
Well, and there are pros and cons to that. First off, you don't necessarily want new ministers in their seats answering for a department they barely know anything about. The other thing is, of course, we'll be having a budget, and so you end up with new ministers having to defend their estimates in this chamber or in the red chamber. That's some heavy lifting too.
If there's an upside to it, though, it allows the government on thorny issues to have a minister stand up and say, I appreciate the question and thank you for it, but I'm still learning about the department and its mechanics, and we'll get back to you on that one. And it's not just a potential cabinet shuffle we're watching for that would change the dynamics here. We know that there's a by-election coming in Sackville-Cobequid. Dave Wilson announced his retirement just before the end of the year, and it's unlikely that by-election is going to happen before the House is recalled.
Right, and between Dave Wilson and John Holme, who was the previous MLA, the party has held it for 35 years, the NDP that is. So this really will be a test of Gary Burrow's leadership. This is a must-win for that party.
Very quickly, we're expecting next week reports on long-term care in the province. We're expecting a report on the failure of the Freedom of Information website. We're expecting details on the new healthcare committee for the legislature. And we're expecting in a matter of weeks the application from Northern Pulp for its environmental assessment of a new treatment site. The other thing, obviously, to watch is the performance of the new Tory leader, Tim Houston. And so it'll be interesting to see, are we going to see the Tim Houston who was very aggressive and bombastic as finance critic, or are we going to see the more subdued, measured politician who has kind of emerged since his election as leader back in October?
Trying to look more premierial, if you will. Plenty to do here in 2019, so there'll be a lot of action on both sides of the House when it reconvenes, roughly in a month's time.